What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Harry the Horse Barbecue. I'm Harry, and in this one, I'm not horsing around with this crispy skin pork butt. That's right, we're gonna season up a skin-on pork butt from the butcher, salt the skin, smoke it off low and slow, and build an incredible bark. Then we'll pop it into an oven to crisp up that skin, and then we will make the ultimate crispy skin pork butt sandwich. Looking to change up your classic smoked pork butt? The horse has got your back. Let's get it.
Harry the Horse Barbecue.
Now, it's been a while since I've made some porky booties, and I thought I would do a little bit of a twist on a pork butt by doing a skin-on pork butt. Normally, pork butts just have a fat cap, but taking inspiration from my guys over at Hoodoo Brown Barbecue, where I've had not only one of the best pork butts ever, but they're also famous for their crispy skin pork belly. Amazing pork butt, crispy skin pork belly? Let's mash them together and make a Hoodoo Brown inspired crispy skin pork butt. Now, in order to make this crispy skin pork butt, we gotta go shopping for a pork butt. Let's go. Whoa, a bagless pork booty. This doesn't really come from the butt, comes from the shoulder of the pig. And I picked this one up from my guys over at Marble Meat Shop, and it's been in my freezer for the longest time. Take a look at how beautiful that is. A couple hours ago, I hit this pork booty with a little bit of kosher salt to give it a wee bit of time to dry brine. So enough horsing around, let's get this butt onto the rack. This pork is looking bootyful, if I do say so myself. And I already know what you're thinking. Mr. Horse, isn't that way too much fat on the cap of this pork butt? And to that, I would say nay. Actually, I just wanted to make a horse noise, but I do agree that is quite a bit of fat. And you might also be saying to yourself, Mr. Horse, can't you just remove the skin, cook it separately, and have some crispy skin pork butt? Absolutely you could. But in this case, I want to treat this similarly to a crispy skin pork belly. So I'm going to leave it all intact, hopefully render some of this fat, and then remove the skin at the end of the cook. Now, that is going to eliminate some of the bark formation at the top, but rendering this fat is going to keep this pork butt super juicy and super moist. And since we're taking inspiration from Hoodoo Brown Barbecue, I'm going in with this Hoodoo Brown ribs / pork rub. Take a look and see how beautiful this rub is. And if you want to know what's in this rub, you're gonna have to pop over to Hoodoo Brown Barbecue, take their barbecue school. They'll send you home some of this. So go over there and support those guys. So shout out to my guys over at Hoodoo Brown Barbecue. Those dudes are awesome. Now I'm gonna try and be a little classic with this and hit this with a little bit of yellow mustard. Not a lot whatsoever. This is still pretty tacky. And we're avoiding the skin because we're gonna hit that with a ton of salt once it gets onto the cooker. So down with our rub from Hoodoo Brown. Now Hoodoo Brown kind of has a sweeter, porky profile when you go to their restaurant. And I'm not gonna say nay to a sweeter, porkier profile. Nothing crazy here, just hit all the sides of the pork. And I believe this pork butt was about 8 pounds or so, somewhere in the 6 to 8 pound range. The high quality pork, this beautiful rub, it's gonna leave us with some pork that's not horsing around. And this skin on pork butt is looking ridiculous with that Hoodoo Brown pork rub scattered all the way around this butt. We're gonna pick up some sweet notes, some savory notes, a little bit of herbs in there too. It's gonna give us some succulent, juicy, flavorful pork at the end of the day, plus some crispy skin. But this pork butt's all seasoned up and it's ready for the cooker. So let's go fire up the cooker. Snake nests, 3 of them shall do. Sweet. Our chal cooker is getting up to about 225 to 250 degrees, which are the perfect temperatures to start off this crispy skin butt. But let's go grab that butt. Okay. Enough horsing around with this butt. Up and under. Okay, this butt is going on. Something about like that. Oh yeah, we forgot one thing. We gotta make it snow for the first time in 2025. We wanna hit this skin with a ton of regular Morton's iodized salt. This process prevents the skin from getting super rubbery and all covered in smoke from the smoking process. And it's also gonna help dry out that skin so we can crisp it up just before we make our crispy skin pulled pork sandwiches. All right, y'all, we got this porky pig sitting in the middle back of the cooker as per usual. We're gonna let her rock in this super smoky pit so she can build up some amazing smoke flavor and hopefully start to render some fat and build some beautiful bark around this butt. Now I've got the damper to the smokestack about 1/3 of the way closed. I've got a water pan chillin' right near the exchange, and our fire is set up to run between 225 and 250 degrees. But all there's left to do for this butt is close her down. Boom shakalaka baby boom shakalaka baby boom. And since I got the salt out, the real OGs know this one. Now I know we're going for some pulled pork here, but why don't we take a bit of a Sam Jones barbecue approach and make some chopped pork and some chopped slaw with some help from Dalstrong. This massive 9-inch, 2.9-pound behemoth is painstakingly forged from high carbon steel, and it is ready to power through anything you place before it. The razor sharp edge of this blade is perfect for splitting through cartilage of rib bones, and it's perfect for chopping up your slow smoked pork shoulder. The handle is built tough from military grade G10, and the edge of the blade is the perfect sweet spot between ultra fine slicing and coarse chopping anything that gets in your way. It even comes with this handcrafted acacia wood stand that allows you to securely display the cleaver. If you want to feel like a gladiator and obliterate any of the tough cuts that stand in your way, use my Dalstrong affiliate link in the description down below. Pick up the strongest, safest, and sturdiest cleaver you'll ever own. Now, Dalstrong did send me this knife for free to check out, so let's go check on that pork, then we'll see if this cleaver can chop it like it's hot. All right, y'all, roughly 3 hours in on this skin-on pork butt. Let's see what that skin is looking like, and if we're starting to build that bark that we're after. We've been rolling between 225 and 250, super smoky. We better hold our horses. She's looking beautiful. This color from this Hoodoo Brown rub is crazy. Nice and red. I'm really digging this color so far, but you can see how much fat is kind of in the way of this butt. For comparison's sake, you can see that I have a pretty traditional Texas style pork butt, and then we have our Hoodoo Brown butcher style pork butt. Skin on versus fat cap. Super dark Texas bark versus that crispy skin effect we're going for. None of that salt is flaked off yet, which is a good sign. It's like 20 degrees here in New York, so I'm gonna close this down. And I'm gonna tell y'all that this one's not horsing around. That butt is looking sweet, and we're gonna keep those temps rocking at about 250 degrees. But hang on with me through this long cook, hit that subscribe button, and I'll bring y'all back when we bump up these temps for the second phase of this cook. It's almost crispy skin time. Whew. I'm chilled to the bone. But speaking of bones, let's check out this bone-in butt. This is a little bit of what I was afraid of, which is this fat cap kind of sliding off. And that fat has just been rendering slowly over the last 9 hours or so. But you can see we built a beautiful dark bark from that Hoodoo Brown rub, and it's just looking super caramelized all the way around. We take an internal, we're sitting right around 165 or so. So this butt's got 9 hours of smoke on it. Now we're gonna transfer it to an oven set to about 325 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're gonna cook it off until the butt reaches tenderness and the skin fully crisps up. Nothing left to do but get it crispy. No sandwich is done until we make some buns, and I've made these a bunch of times. Recipe in the description. Warm milk, sugar, yeast, mix. And let it get frothy. I've seen frothier, but we're ready to go in with our flour. Milk powder, dough conditioner, kosher salt. Dough hook it up. Take a sip of coffee out of the brand new Harry the Horse Yeti mug. Let me know if y'all are interested in these. Eggs one at a time. Softened butter. Okay. Knead it for 5 to 10 minutes. Smooth like a baby's bottom. Grease bowl, greasy plastic wrap. Now just let her rise and shine. A few cups of coffee and we'll be good to go. Time for some homemade slaw, y'all. The Dalstrong Gladiator cleaver, because we're gonna go for sort of a chopped slaw here today. Finely slice and dice up some of that white onion. Slide her in. Gloved up for this jalapeno, because you ain't gonna catch me slipping. Right on in. Coleslaw dressing starts with QP mayo and a bunch of it. Apple cider vinegar, a little lemon juice, sugar, a big pinch of salt, fresh cracked black pepper, and some celery seed that I ground by hand with this mortar and pestle. That's looking like a pretty good coleslaw dressing. And just a little at first to introduce it to all the ingredients. This coleslaw dressing is super creamy, nice and acidic, a little sweet, a little salty, a little umami from that Kewpie mayo and that celery seed. So this slaw is gonna absorb a lot of that dressing. So we're gonna reserve some of it on the side and dress it up once we're ready to build our sandwich. Take these puffy dough balls to the egg wash, open sesame. We're gonna lay them on. And these buns, golden brown all the way around. Hit them with some melted butter. Let's finally build this crispy skin pulled pork sandwich. And here is our crispy skin pork shoulder. And what I feared actually did happen. The crispy skin did fall off in the process, but no big deal at all. She's still crispy. Now, once this pork shoulder hit about 203 degrees or so, I pulled it out of the oven, let it rest down a little bit, threw it in the oven overnight to hold it at a low 150 degrees Fahrenheit. We're gonna pull that bone, and that's pretty darn clean if I do say so myself. But we're not pulling in this case. We're chopping with our obliterator cleaver from Dowstrong. Start with this crispy skin. Save you for later. Just a quick taste. We're gonna chop this pork too. This cleaver makes easy work out of this super tender pork, but you can just see how juicy this pork is. Oh goodness. Before we build our sando, we gotta get a nice bite of this. Oh, that's unreal. How am I gonna not eat this whole pile and go make a sandwich? High quality pork, that hoodoo rub is killing it. Our beautiful squishy bun. Give her a toastest for the mostest. Golden, brown, crusty. Going down with a mound of our chopped pork. Gotta baseball it to keep it on there. A quick drizz of some Leroy & Lewis mustard sauce. I just can't help myself. I gotta have a little mustard sauce with my pork. Our crispies right on top of there. I've been munching on these while I was waiting. We gotta go on carefully with our slaw. No, we don't want it to fall apart. We gotta crown and hope it doesn't fall down. Oh, goodness. Just take one more looky-loo and just feast your eyes on this beauty. You've got the golden brown homemade bun, that beautifully creamy and vibrant coleslaw. Those crispies are hiding underneath, and that succulent pork. Ooh, I can't tell y'all how many times pork has hit the floor, slaw has hit the floor, but I need to open my jaw and let it hit my taste buds. Here goes nothing, y'all. This sandwich is not horsing around. I gotta run to the car wash and wash my face off. This crispy skin pulled pork sandwich is so good, I just can't stop. Just take a look at that cross section. Ooh la la, hold your horses. That cross section of this sandwich is ridiculous. And so are the flavors. One more bite and we'll break this down. This combo is insane. It is straight up not horsing around. You first get that super soft, squishy bun, then you immediately get that sweet creaminess from that coleslaw, a lot of crunch and freshness. Those salty crispies help break up that sweetness from the slaw and add a little more salty punch to that pork butt. That pork has got a little bit of sweetness from that hoodoo rub, a ton of smoke flavor. That chop slaw is something I kind of made up on the spot, and that dressing is super classic, but is so flavorful. I'm keeping the slaw recipe in the Horse's cookbook for good. It's really hard to go wrong with this recipe. Plus, how often do you find a crispy skin pork butt? Big thanks again to Dowstrong for sending me that Gladiator series cleaver. That thing is a hefty beast and makes light work out of chopping anything. We pretty much did this whole recipe by chopping things with that cleaver. It's pretty versatile. And what else can I say, y'all? You gotta make this. This crispy skin pork butt really slapped. So I'm gonna go take a nap and dream of some porky lyrics. Here we go. Whoa, I'm feeling crispy in this dream. Cool. A pork, but yeah, we crisp at the top. Broke at that cleaver and used it to chop. Pair it with slaw, those flavors will pop. Once you bite in, you won't want to stop. Making a mess, so pick up a mob. You might want to call this the cream of the crop. A traditional pork butt you won't want to swap. Hit that sub button, I'll thank you a lot. Thank y'all for tuning in to Harry the Horse Barbecue. I really appreciate you checking out this video. Make sure you subscribe for the vibes, leave a like for all the barbecue guys, and comment down below with your thoughts on this recipe. You can follow me on Instagram at Harry the Horse Barbecue. Tag me so I can see what y'all are cooking because it really inspires me to cook some Q. And with that being said, there's only one more thing, y'all. This one is going straight to the horse's mouth. We'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace. It's porking time for sure. Bye.